Okay. We got part 2 hybrid battery replacement. We already installed the battery vent tubes and this little plastic air deflector piece that directs the air. And we have switched over to this piece because you get new cables. And right now we're putting on fresh cables as well that go to the hybrid battery, to the system main relays. That's 48 inch-pounds. Swap this cable over. This metal thing. This is how it detects a high voltage short to ground through this like sheathing that goes around here. That's part of that. Put the fresh cable on through the current sensor. And then we got brand new nuts to hold it together.
Just a little disclaimer, don't try to do this yourself at home, because if you touch the wrong stuff, you'll die. And you always want to make sure you blow out the hybrid battery fan so the new battery is getting some fresh air.
Now we're gonna put all this back together. Cables all out of the way to start with. Plugging in the battery ECU and the temperature harness, and this is the current sensor connector. You do all this before you put power to all these parts, so you're not working on this live. We need to install
Little
these
covers.
to check the hardware is sufficiently torqued. Those go over there. In case you drop something in there, you don't get shocked. These go on these studs.
And I'm just holding these away to make sure they don't touch the studs.
Alright, and then we're going to secure the battery ECU and relays. Snap on. There's one more. Tight.
Torque to spec.
That's right. Got new nuts. Battery. Actually gonna hook these cables up to the battery first. New insulator.
So it comes with the new insulator separate?
Yeah, all this is because of corrosion and stuff. You want to get all these parts fresh on there. And you don't actually want to touch that with your fingers. You want to use some sort of a non-conductive tool to get them to slide on.
Nice and seated before you put the hardware on.
We're gonna torque those.
And those don't gotta be real tight, right?
48 inch-pounds, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, sides on. And on this side, on installing these cables. cables and the holders. Get this negative lead installed. Install that with a plastic tool. Torque it, cover on. This is the hot lead. It's the one you got to be a little more careful with.
You drop this.
Don't want to stick your fingers all in here. Pre-bend the cable to the shape a little. Get this negative on here. This is one of the hardest parts doing this job. Getting all these cables on here properly. There we go. Torque the positive cable. This covers into place. Okay. And then the next thing we need to install, these are the airflow dividers. Keeps the air flowing through the top of the battery, down and back out the other side out the vent.
Keep it nice and cool.
A lot of heat's generated when you're out driving your Prius. Okay, so we verified our vents are on properly.
Yep. You always want to make sure you push all these down real good.
Next step. Step is battery cover. Direction helps.
So we're just gonna install the rest of the covers, get the battery going back in the car, and before we put the whole interior back together, we will set the battery in, get the battery all hooked up, and then we'll ready the car on, verify that our hybrid battery light is off and everything's fixed, and that's pretty much it for Prius hybrid battery.